Welcome back to MPS Kingston Live and a debrief from that latest call. You may have tuned in and seen us on the I-grade heading towards a suspect's on burglary and suspect armed with a knife as well. PC Ellis did a great job in the driving seat and you saw him leave the car in a hurry as well. We stayed in the car. Just give us an update as to what's gone on.
Yeah, sure. Quite a lot of adrenaline going still. Initially a call came in stating that there was a burglary, a report, so that's an hour call, deal with it within an hour. We heard about it, I clocked the location on the radio, it was in my head, and then more information kept coming in saying, you know, suspects are on, there's people in the address now burgling. This was sort of quite new updated information. We then made the decision to start running to the call on blue lights, and then information started coming in saying male was armed with a knife. Again, still quite confusing. I wasn't exactly sure what was happening, but I knew we needed to get there as quickly as possible so that we could ensure the safety of people in the premises or nearby. As you saw on the Periscope, as we arrived nearly on scene, my colleague asked for urgent assistance. Urgent assistance is one of those ones where you know your colleagues are in trouble when they call that. My driving style changes, we want to get there as quickly as possible. And then you saw us arrive on scene. I jumped out of the car as quick as I could, got into the premises. Male was fighting with police. He was restrained, handcuffed. Glad to say no one was injured. None of us were injured, and no one else at the scene was injured, which is a good thing. But it could have been a completely different story. So.
What I find incredible is when we arrived on the scene that there were quite a few members of the public around the address, because it's a very public place, it's a high street, and everyone's making efforts to move away. They can see what's unfolding, but to see the bravery of the police officers that were just running into that narrow doorway and then up those stairs was something special. To know what's going on and then to just run into that. What was going through your mind then?
My initial thing is saving life, making sure that no one's injured, and then the thought of my colleagues coming in. I'd hate anything to happen to my colleagues. We're all very close in the police, so it was imperative to get up there. But I do now, you know, understand that we are people that run into danger. It's one of those ones where if someone said to you, "There's a bloke in a knife in that room fighting with people, go in and deal with it." It takes someone, I don't know, it's kind of natural for me. It doesn't even, you don't even think about it.
The viewers would have known that I stayed in the car, and that was for good reason.
Yeah.
The bravery of the officers just in that incident is quite incredible, and we're going to be on shift all the way through until 11 PM, so please continue to follow us as we try and give you a transparent insight and some of the work that PC Ellis and his colleague here is just marvellous.
It was a good team effort by all the officers involved. Everyone did their job, and we'll tweet some pictures in a minute. The bloke was loaded into the van and he's been arrested for what I understand to be burglary, so good result.